Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay, and I'm so glad that you could join me this morning for my daily spiritual practice. Well, on Friday, I always have a word for the week for you. And this morning, the word that I'm going to share with you is probably not a word that you've thought about in your spiritual life, maybe in your life at all. Our word for the week is sculpting. And the meaning of the word sculpting is to create a solid object that represents a thing, person, or idea. Our beloved founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote a book entitled Thoughts Are Things. And he always told us, change your thinking, change your life. This morning, I'm going to share a reading with you by Dr. Christian Sorensen and Dr. Peter Wells entitled Sculpting a Life. Every day you think and dream, you worry and you plan. You go down those tracks over and over again because your thought patterns are familiar and comfortable. These repetitive thoughts become the mold for your subconscious. Your subconscious mind creates the life you're living today. So if you want to know what you're thinking, simply look at your life right now. The good news is that since you created this life, the one that you have right now, you can create any life you want. You can keep the parts of this life that you really like, and you can begin to shape and mold your new thoughts and expectations that will bring about a new reality. This is not much different than what a sculptor does with the clay, repeatedly shaping a curve, angle, or line, keeping each in proportion with the other. If something isn't quite right, the sculptor starts over, keeping what works and redoing what doesn't. What kind of a life are you sculpting? What needs to be changed? What do you want to keep? Remember, our beloved founder, Ernest Holmes, said, thoughts are things. Change your thinking, change your life. So this morning, I invite you to just close your eyes, relax into whatever's beneath you. Drop your shoulders. Oh, it feels so good to just sit in the silence for a minute. Right here, right now, there's nothing to do, nothing to fix. We're simply going to connect to our divine self, that bright spark of light deep in our heart. And we drop down into our heart as we connect to this high consciousness. We allow our divine connection to fill us up, to heal us, to guide us, to bless us, and to uplift us. And now as we sit connected to the divine, we listen for that still small voice within. The voice that answers our questions. What needs to be changed? What kind of life are we sculpting? Knowing that if something isn't quite right, we, the sculptor, start over. And we can start with our thoughts for we know that changing our thinking changes our lives. And so I invite you to just sit in the silence and listen to that voice deep within as it guides you as you sculpt a life. Today, I change my thinking and I change my life. Today, I remind myself that I created the life I have now. And I can create any life I want. I can create the parts of my life that I really like all over again. And I can begin to shape a new mold with my thoughts and expectations that bring about a new reality. As I change my thinking, I change my life. As I sit in the silence, connected to my true self, I simply ask, what kind of life am I sculpting? I acknowledge I created the life that I have now, knowing I can create any life I want. And so, right here, right now, I declare I have created the life that I am living. I know that my everyday thoughts, my worries, my dreams, my planning has created a thought pattern that's familiar and comfortable, and that my subconscious mind has used it to create the life I'm living. Today, I declare I change my thinking, I change my life as I sculpt the life I want. And so, as our journey comes to a close, we send great thanks to the universe for the clarity that we have received this morning as we have taken this time to sit in the silence, connected to the divine light within us, reminding us that we have the power to sculpt our life. And the life that we're living is the life that we've been thinking about. So we take the words of our beloved founder, Ernest Holmes, to heart, and we change our thinking, change our lives, and sculpt it into what we want it to be. I thank you for being a light in the world. I thank you for starting your day with a daily spiritual practice. I thank you for joining me this morning here at the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay. I send you much love and many blessings. And I'll see you next Wednesday with some middle of the week points to ponder. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me.